going to go to New Project, Upload, and upload the image and browse for the file that you downloaded. I'm going to go find the Christmas truck. There we go. Going to bring in the SVG. Now, if you saw that, that was the SVG. You can also hover over it and you'll see it says that Scalable Vector Graphics. Open that up. Okay, and save. You can put a tag on there if you want to as well, so you can find it later. And just select it by clicking on it and then insert the image. Takes a little bit of time. Some of these projects can be big. To see what you're working on, you can select this little spot down here and decrease the size so you can see what you're working on. I like to also move mine up to the very top so I can see it as well. I'm going to come in a little bit closer. So here it is, all cut out and everything. It does come grouped, so you want to ungroup it if you want to change anything. But if you like it the way it is, just go ahead and select Make It. And then it'll put it on the different mats for you. This one takes 8 different mats because I've divided the tree into different colors. And I also did the truck in 2 different colors so you can see, just in case you want different colors. You don't have to use different colors. There's two ways to fix that. You can move these over to the other mat. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, just based on the size. So I'm going to show you just how you do that. See how it automatically changed the color? So now you can see it behind here. Because of the size of the truck, this most likely is not going to work anyways because it's going to overlap the other parts of the truck. Let's see if I can get it on here. Seems like it's off just a hair. See how it's overlapping here. I can also try to rotate the truck to see if it's better that way. And it looks like we do have room if I rotate it. So that's good. So we've saved some of our cardstock. I do not believe we have enough room to put the other one on there. It doesn't look like there's enough room. That's just the back of the tailgate. So I'm just going to leave it as is. I will move it up on the mat though. And if you resize the project, then of course it will fit. So I like to look at my mats first to make sure. See, now I did not attach the words, so I'm going to go back and do that. It just saves you time. If if you're not paying attention, you start cutting, then you'll find that something you didn't mirror something, or whatever. So, or you want to move the mats or whatever. So that's why I like to look at them first. So I'm going to go ahead and cancel that. And then I'm going to ungroup the whole design. And now here's the one that I'm talking about that I did not attach. As you can see, it's all these letters over here are selected. So I should be good just to attach those now. Another thing that I can do is I can delete that and change what I want to say on the truck. I can slice it out of the red. The only problem with doing that is that when you have the little tiny spots inside of the E, the A, and all that, your Cricut will cut them out. And you may or may not need to keep them to glue back onto your paper, depending on how it goes. I wanted to show you another way to change the colors all to red. If you want to stick with just the one red for the truck, you just select the color that you want to change. Go up to this little box here and just select the other red that is in your project. So these up here are the colors that are in your project, and then these are just more suggested colors. So if I want to change it, I would just change it to that one. Hit enter when Cricut's working, and it'll change it to that color. So then they'll go on the same mat. So you just have to be careful what you're selecting here. You can see that I'm selecting the tree over here, and I want to select the part of the car that is that other red. So I can find it over here, and it is right there. So I just clicked on there and it's selected now, and I will change that color to red as well. There we go. So now you see that that color is no longer an option. When you come down here and you look at the colors, you'll only have the one red now. Same with the greens. You can change the greens to be all the same color if you want. I like the variation in the tree, so I'm just going to leave it as is. So we've attached these. You can tell by it says attach up here, and what that means is these will all print just as you see them. Not print, cut, sorry. All right. This white can go back behind the red. You don't have to put it back, but I'm just showing you. So what was intended is that this lettering would cut out of the red, so you would see the white behind it. So I'm going to go ahead and slice it out. See. Oh, I have to unattach it or detach it now because I want to slice it. So I'm going to go ahead and select it all, and then still doesn't allow me to. I have to ungroup it first. Okay, so when I'm working in Illustrator, the easiest way for me to work in the Illustrator and keep everything together is to group it. So you'll see on a lot of my files, there's a lot of pieces that are grouped. And that's just basically so I can keep it all together in Illustrator. But when it comes into Design Space, it still is grouped. So you may have to ungroup a couple things. So look at that first. Obviously, I didn't pay attention to that. So let's see now. Still not wanting to slice. So the slice tool is down here, and usually you just select whatever you want to slice out. Okay, so it's wanting me to do one at a time, one letter at a time. That's a little crazy. I don't know that I want to do that one at a time. Let me see. I wonder if I can attach. I'm just going to select each one of these and hold down the Shift key at the same time so they're all together. Because once I ungroup them, then if I move one, it will only move one letter at a time. So I don't want to do that again. So you can see, even with me, still have to do these little things to get it all to work. Sometimes, oh, see, now it still won't slice. So that's odd, it's quite odd. So I would have to do one at a time. Wow. Okay, I really do not want to do that. So I am going to go ahead and take that out. I'm going to hit text. And I'm going to type it in here. just to see if perhaps Cricuts will work better than bringing in the other font. All right, let's see. Try to get it centered there. Now another tip, you can center something just by going to Align, and then it has center horizontally or up and down. Okay, so now it's going to let me slice. So for whatever reason, it would not let me slice my font, but it will slice their font. So I hit the slice button and then just separate the two, and there we go. Now you can change the font, of course, but just for time's sake, I'll just keep it as it is. All right, so it's good now. I'm going to go ahead and save my project. Just in case I have a crash or anything, at least I know that all the work that I just did will be saved. And then I'm going to go ahead and make it all right. Let's look at the mats again. So now you can see there are no words up here, so that's good. The red, now they fit 3 on there. Here is the other piece of the tailgate with the wording on it, and then the tree. So we look good. So I'm going to go ahead and continue. Turn on my machine so I can find my maker. So it's thinking about it, trying to find it, and there we go. So all the paper that I'm using today is cardstock, so I'm going to use the medium cardstock. I find that I do not usually need to use more or less pressure with the cardstock being set on the 80 pound, but you're more than welcome to use more. It doesn't hurt. I don't suggest doing that if you have intricate cuts or anything like that. So I'm going to go ahead and cut now. Okay, so we have the truck all cut out and the tree and the snow and all the pieces. So I'm going to get started. Let's start with the back of the truck first. Okay, so I'm going to use the little dots on the back. So the back goes behind and it has the license plate and the mirror, so it's the very back. So, but I always like to work on the part that is going to stick onto the truck, so I know that I'm putting the dots in the right place and then they won't be seen. So I'm going to go ahead and apply these. When I'm working on these 3D guys, I like to also put them at the bottom. I'm going to space this one out a little bit, just so that they're not so flimsy and that you can really see the design of the 3D. I don't put them at the very edge either, unless that's where the piece is going to be standing on edge. But this one is not meant to stand, so I'm just going to stick them there. What I like to do, it's kind of hard to show in the video, but I like to line up the bottoms and then place it down, so I know I've got a good spot. Okay, so now you can see just a little bit of dimension for that. Now for the truck bed, I want this elevated so that I can stick my tree inside of it, so that it'll give it a more of a 3D look. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the bigger dots and I'm going to layer them on top of each other, so that I have a bigger spread. So I'll use 2 on top of each other, like this. Let's go ahead and take those off. Let's so much easier working with the bigger ones than those little guys. They don't have to be perfectly aligned. You're not going to see them anyways. And then I'm going to put one in the middle as well. Okay. All right, make sure all the tops are off. Okay, everything's off. Okay, now I'm going to place this guy on top. So now you can see there's a bigger gap in here so that the tree can has a bigger space. You could even make it more 3D if you want, but that's what I'm doing right here. So then I'm going to put the back window of the truck on. Okay, did I not work on that? Get these guys stuck down. I'm going to put one in the middle. Okay, you probably see that I did use some textured cardstock. It's not the best to use for intricate projects, but for this it's fine. And when I do, I cut on the back because the front is too textured and it catches on the blade. So now I'm just going to stick this, just eyeball it where I want it. It's just the back window. You can cut that out in white as well, or you can cut it out of the red. All different things you can do. All right, so one thing I want to show you is on the back of the tailgate, I'm just going to glue this, and I use Aleene's tacky glue. It's my favorite. So I'm just going to, on the back of this, I'm just going to draw a bead of glue on the back. Okay, and then just line it up this way, like you're stacking paper. Okay, now I also did mention in the video about when cutting that the little pieces are missing out of the letters. So I'm just going to take a red pen and just draw them in very simply. It's just simpler, more simple than doing it, cutting all the little tiny pieces. This isn't a very dark red, but you get the idea. So it's always good to have those Sharpies, the colored Sharpies, because that's perfect for this, and you could work with getting it the right red. But for now, that's just a little trick I do. Okay, so now I'm going to stick this on the back, and I want to give it some more depth, so I'm going to use the bigger one. And I'm just going to use 3. All right. Okay. And just stick this on. I'm going to go a little bit lower because the tree's going to hang over, so I'm just going to put a little bit lower. Okay, see, that's so easy to do. All right, so now for the tree, let me get this guy aside. So the tree cuts out in 4 different pieces, and they graduate in a size, and they're meant to go just right to the very end of the other one, so you're covering that. Okay, so we're going to work on layering or putting the dots in the right place here. Always check before you put anything down, just so you don't have to remove those dots later if you put them in the wrong place. On cardstock, they're pretty easy to get up, but paper will rip, so just have to be careful. I try to make all my designs too so that the little dots fit on the paper. If you have to cut them down, you can certainly cut them down to make them a little bit smaller. Okay, just want to keep it close. All right, so now I'm just going to lay it right on top of there after I take off the little pieces. Make sure, get all those off. Okay. All right, now let's line it up. All right, next layer. I'm gonna look and see where that's gonna go. So it's pretty far. It's gonna go pretty far. So I think we've got a good area to work with. Turn it over. Yep, I think that's better. All right. So let's get this guy attached. Just gonna put it on the very ends. That should be good. Okay, and then the last piece, let's sit on top of there and keep it at the bottom. Let me go over to this side a little bit. All right. There we go. All right. There we go. That's the tree. All right, now I'm going to put the tree inside of the truck. So, you know, the tree is big, so it's going to hang over. I want to try to make it look like it's inside the truck and then hanging out over the edge. So that's how I'm going to go ahead and put him on there, the tree trunk. It's just a matter of how you want to do it. I'm just going to use the big ones. Oh, what did I do with the big one? Here we go. To get him stuck down here. Oh, those were a bunch of little ones. Guess that'll work. All right. Okay. And then it's stuck down there. Okay, and then I want to put another one on this side. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to do that. One there. All right, so you see that. Now all we have left is the snow pieces. And the snow pieces are just wherever you want. You can look at my picture just to see where I placed them, but obviously it's just anywhere that snow goes. They're just little round pieces, so I'm just going to use dots underneath them, give them some volume as well. Or you can use one or you can use two dots, depending on how you want it to look. These aren't so big, so it's not that critical that you have two. Okay. Okay. That little piece. So you know there's going to be some on the tree. There's different sizes here as well. So you know there's going to be some on the tailgate. But it's having a hard time getting those up. Okay. All right, let's put one right there. All right, then I'm gonna put another one over here. These also give it a little more dimension too when you do this, to see the 3D and to see that snow's gonna stick on the tops of these guys, so it gives it the impression that those were sticking out and collected the snow. So I try to be as realistic as I can, you know. Okay. Okay, I just realized something too, that the black probably should have went on the other side of the truck because now I've got red wheels. But I guess that doesn't matter. Again, another mistake, right? Let's see if we can easily fix it. Sorry about that. Oh, no, it's not going to be easily fixed. So I'm just going to keep it the way it is. Okay, now what I can do is I can just cut the red guy off. Cut off the red. Oh, see, improvise. Cut off the wheel, the extra red wheel. We don't need it, so that he'll have black wheels. So there we go. Same thing. All right. Now I think that's, maybe I'll put another couple on the tree. So for any of you that did my pumpkin truck, I probably layered that one correctly. That was the first one I've done. It's been a while since I did that one though. Sorry, I forgot about that. But as you can see, it doesn't hurt to improvise. I know I see a lot of people that struggle with, you know, they didn't get it right or they didn't understand the thing, they made it a different way. It doesn't matter. It's just a file. It's just for fun. So you just do it your way. I don't have any problem with that. It doesn't have to be perfect. Nobody's going to know you did it differently or you made a mistake or whatever. Nobody's going to know. Only you are going to know. So there you go. I'm not going to use all the snow pieces. I think that's good enough. So if you want, you can make this part a little different. I was going to use glitter stock, but I decided just to go ahead with the red just to get the video done for you guys. Also, I wanted to show you, I had found this at the Dollar Tree. Of course, you can't get it now, but you know, when you're at the Dollar Tree, look for these signs. They're perfect. So I had created this before I found this, but it just so happens it fits pretty nicely on there. If I had cut this a little bit bigger, it would have fit right on there, and then I would have had a going to grandma's house Christmas tree. You could put Christmas tree down here, change this out, put an arrow on it or whatever. So that's an idea when you're looking at the dollar store. So I did do that for my pumpkin one. I put it on I made it a little bit bigger and I put it on the pumpkin sign so that it would fit. It was perfect. It's on there so that I can use it for all the years to come. I'm going to paint something on there, probably pumpkins, 5 cents a pound or something like that. So there you have it. That's the Christmas tree 3D truck, and I hope you enjoyed that.